I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're delving into the extraordinary life of Ron Nelson. He's the author of Engraved, The Upbringing of a Caregiver. At 70, Ron's life is a tapestry of love, resilience, and humor, captured in this deeply moving memoir. From the challenges of caregiving to the unexpected adventures that shaped his journey, this book is a testament to the power of kindness and faith in humanity. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Ron, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Nice to be with you.
Tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind this book and why you decided to write it.
Well, I've been told my whole life, back when I was 8 years old, that I should write a couple of stories. So it started really when I was young. And some things happened when I was young that really needed to be recorded, whether they be on paper or whether they be on tape or whatever. So I did record a few, and I did write a few stories. In the end, there's 23 chapters, so there's probably 70 different stories of my life in the book. So caregiving, I was taking care of most of my life. I'm a cancer survivor. I had encephalitis. I had a bunch of illnesses that people sometimes don't survive, but I did. And so when my wife got sick 16 years ago, I was now in a place where I was doing a little better. And then to tie my stories together that made sense to a reader, the only thing that I could find was caregiving that would tie my past stories into my current situation as a caregiver, which I do every day of my life now. That has become my life.
Yeah. Amazing. Do you feel that your role as a caregiver has influenced your outlook on life?
Oh, there's no question. I believe that the role of caregivers that took care of me for so many years influenced my life, and that influence now is influencing my life to help my wife and others.
Yeah, exactly. You're paying it forward, of course, which is wonderful. Can you share a story from your book that captures your philosophy on kindness?
Wow. That's an emotional question because I could go through each one.
Yeah.
But I will name two quickly. My wife tried to take her life 4 years ago, back in 2020. And so I was there. Luckily, a friend was contacted by Cher just before, and she woke me. And it was that decision that ultimately, when we got her to the hospital, she was flatlined, so she was gone. And but she made it through, and so we're grateful for that. So I made the decision to save her life, which she had made explicit directions that if anything like that ever happened, that no one would step in to stop it. The second one is I saved a life when I was 12 years old in the middle of Bear Lake, which is a lake up in northern Utah. And the boat that I was skiing behind hit a young girl named Lori and cut her in two, pretty much. And she was bleeding out, and the three men on the boat could not swim, and so I was the only one that could do that. And I saved her life by holding on to two arteries, stopping the bleed as much as I could. And then the cold water also helped.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Those are amazing experiences and truly unique. What do you hope readers take away from your experiences?
We're all human. You know, the book really is called Engraved for a reason. I was a metal engraver. If you can see behind me, you can see maybe Madonna's, but it won a Grammy for best CD cover back in 2000. But I was a metal engraver for most of my life. And so the word engraved or engraving has meant a lot to me. My pretty much my whole life, especially my professional life. And so I've always thought that we all have engraved moments in our lives that only Logan, you have, and who's ever listening to us today, you have your own engraved moments that are only yours and only you can tell. No one else can. And so the stories in my book are those engraved moments in my life that have meant the most, that have changed me the most. And I believe those stories people can relate to and hopefully be able to more easily tell their own engraved stories.
That's a great metaphor for engraved. So I'm glad you explained that for us. How do you manage to maintain your optimism in the face of adversity, challenges, and hard times?
Well, I got that from my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just an optimistic guy. I mean, I've gone through some hard things. And, you know, without getting into great detail, I mean, hard is hard. And I can't define hard for anybody else. I can only define it for me. And I'm a cancer survivor twice, and they say how hard that must be. But cancer was easy compared to the encephalitis and meningitis I had when I was 20 years old. It was a piece of cake. And yet they were life-threatening and killers for a lot of people. But my optimism comes from just being Ron Nelson. Really, it's just how I came to the earth, and I believe that my parents taught me.
Yeah, I think we're given a set point for happiness sometimes, and despite our circumstances or the challenges we face, we keep our good humor, we keep our optimism about us, which is wonderful. Blessed are those who are optimistic, because even in the hardest of times, they find a reason and a way to be happy and to keep smiling. What advice would you give to someone who's just beginning their journey as a caregiver?
Love.
Mm.
Put the other person first. It will never fail you if you do so. But take care of yourself as well. You've got to take care of yourself. I swim every day, and it's my hour away that I can just go and do my thing and be by myself, think, and get some exercise and take care of me. You got to take care of you in order to be a good caregiver.
How important has faith been in your journey?
Well, throughout my book, you will find stories of faith. And so it is a part, even though it is not the total part. I tell a story of seeing an angel when I was 7 years old. I served a mission for the LDS Church, the Mormon Church in New Zealand between 19 and 21. So there are stories, and that story is in there because they were life-changing. And so I wrote some of those stories. So it is a story of faith, how faith changes and faith moves. And really, I do write that faith is ever moving. And when it stands still, then it stops.
Very, very true. What's the next chapter for you after writing this memoir?
Well, the next chapter is they've agreed to write, add my epilogue of the next printing. I don't know if you're interested, but I was interested today that my book showed up as #1 on Amazon.
Wonderful.
In the memoir
Congratulations.
space. So it's, you know, I never expected it, but it showed up today, and I sent a copy to you. But the next chapter is I hope to write another book, and it will be a fictional book. It won't be a memoir. It will be called The Five Heavens. I've already started it. And so that lends its name to a book of faith. But it's something I've been working on for a couple of months.
Wonderful. And what's the theme of that going to be?
Well, the theme of the book is 5 people, 4 guys, 1 girl, get together at their friend's at the Fred's graveside service who had just committed suicide. And they all make a pact there at the graveside service that when they get to heaven, that they will meet up in heaven. And so eventually they all die, which they die pretty quickly, because the story really is they die, and now the problem is they end up in 5 different heavens. And so the goal is to work with their gods and whoever is in charge of their heavens to get back together. And so it's the negotiation that goes on with the different heads of the heavens to make that happen.
Well, it sounds great. We're looking forward to that. And the book we've been focusing on today is called Engraved, The Upbringing of a Caregiver. Ron's life is a tapestry of love, resilience, and humor. It is all captured in this deeply moving memoir. From the challenges of caregiving to the unexpected adventures that shaped his journey, this book is a testament to the power of kindness and faith in humanity. Ron, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Crawford. I appreciate it. Logan, we appreciate it very much.
My pleasure. Wonderful speaking to you. I appreciate all of your candor and insights. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.